What is going on, everybody? You got Tone here, coach of the main Red Clawsters, and I am here bringing you guys NPL Minors Season 5, Week 5. This week we are taking on Hiker Toad, coach of the Boston Boldores. If you guys missed the previous the previous week where we took on Jake and the Virginia Tech Frokies, the players will be in the description down below. So we were coming off of a pretty tough 1-0 loss in that game, and we are now taking on Hiker Toad and his Boston Boldores, who has gone off to a fast start. Currently 3-1. I believe he's tied at the top of our conference. So this is a pretty important battle, considering it is a conference match, and want to come out on top in this one. But unfortunately, the matchup was kinda unkind to me, to put it mildly. As you see, Hiker's team has the Celesteela, Mega Charizard X, Rotom Wash, Nidoqueen, Piloswine, Uxie, Alolan Persian, Terrakion, Decidueye, Zangoose, and Comfey, with his Zmons being the Alolan Persian, Terrakion, and the Zangoose. So the first thing you notice about Hiker's team is just the fact that he has that Celesteela, and how much my team does not like Celesteela. More on the sense of my main physical attackers. Scolipede doesn't like Celesteela, Mamoswine doesn't break through Celesteela without some prior damage. I do have stuff like Heatran, I have Mew, which I could run with some coverage options, stuff like that. But the one thing I wanted to do for this game, I didn't want to over-prep for Celesteela and under-prep for the rest of his team. But it was kind of difficult to do, considering that he has this nice combination of both offense and defense, and it was kind of difficult to try to find a medium in terms of building this team. So when I went to building this team, you see here, I went into it with the mindset of trying to go along the lines of Hazard Stack, and this is my first time bringing Hazard Stack to any game this season, just because I couldn't think of anything else I could have brought, especially considering this team is still, like, to me at least, it doesn't feel complete, but it's what I drafted, it's what I have, it is what it is, so I'm not going to make any complaints. I'm just going to jump right into the team that I built for this game. So the first Pokemon you see here is Heatran, Stealth Rock, Earth Power, Lava Plume, and Roar, with max HP, 136 special defense, 120 speed with a timid nature. And this is enough speed to outspeed a Comfey, speed creeping, timid max speed Primarina, and the rest is in special defense. This is my Comfey check, for the most part. And my Zard X check, which is why we had a Sugar Berry for Earthquake. This is just my main idea, is just to get up rocks and pressure his team with Lava Plume and Earth Power, and then Roar to phase stuff out between, so you get some chip damage with the Stealth Rocks and with these spikes, which I will get into in a minute. So that's my Heatran set. Next up we have my Mew with the Expert Belt, Roost, Foul Play, Thunderbolt, and Toxic, with max HP, 228 defense, 28 speed. This is 1 point higher than my Heatran, just in case Comfey is outspeeding Heatran. I have a chance to try to speed creep that, or at least speed tie or something like that. It was some speed creeping I had thought of, but during the building process, but I don't remember the entire details. I built this team like a week ago. So the idea with my Mew is to try to wear down Celesteela with Thunderbolt, obviously, Toxic to wear down stuff like Uxie, Piloswine, all that stuff, and Foul Play just to get the most consistent damage on the Zardex, the Decidueye, and all that stuff. So not running Psychic, so this set isn't really doing much. Isn't really doing anything to Nidoqueen. But the main thing for Mew to do here is to deal with Zardex. If he Dragon Dances up, it can be a very big problem. It can take a +1 Flare Blitz, and then I can foul play, get some big damage off. So that's nice in the very least. And then, like I said, Thunderbolt for me for the Celesteela. Then we have our Scolipede with Bugging EMZ, Spikes, Endeavor, Megahorn, Poison Jab. So this is my main way of trying to wear down Celesteela for my win con, which I'll get into. So the EV spread, we have 136 HP, 148 attack, and 224 speed with the Jolly Nature. So the speed is here, obviously, to outspeed Jolly Max B Terrakion. The HP investment lets my Scolipede take a Flamethrower from Celesteela, or a Fire Blast from Celesteela, if I recall correctly, from full. And then the rest is put into attack to boost the power of Megahorn and Poison Jab. But the main idea is to try to set up spikes with my Scolipede, even though it's kind of counterproductive, because, well, not really counterproductive, it's more so trying to set up spikes in the while knowing he has 3 defoggers with Rotom Wash, the Decidueye, and the Comfey. So it's gonna be kind of pick and choosing my spots of when I get the chance to set up these hazards. But if I see a favorable matchup, I will just lead off directly with my Scolipede and try to get up hazards as fast as I can. That's the general idea. And then, like I said, Endeavor is mainly just here to weaken Celesteela for my win con, which is one of my Mimikyu, which I will get into. And then we have our Mamoswine with Life Orb, Icicle Crash, Ice Shard, Earthquake, and Toxic. Since Mamoswine does a good job of luring in stuff like Uxie, stuff like Alolan Persian, which can sponge a hit from Mamoswine, I figured Toxic would be better in the last slot just for the sake of putting nothing on a timer, just running max speed, max attack to speed tie with. I think it was more so to just, I didn't really think of any like bulk that I would want to run here. I also Toxic for the Rotom Wash. I had Freeze Dry on here, but I took it off just because I figured just wearing down Rotom with Toxic was a lot better than trying to predict it with a Freeze Dry. And that was pretty much it. But at the very least, with Jolly outspeed stuff like Jolly Max Speed Decidueye and all that stuff. So yeah, I couldn't really think of like an EV spread more efficient than this, but that's just what I have. So then we have our Rotom Fan with Charty Berry, Volt Switch, Air Slash, Thunder Wave, and Pain Split. Of course, Charty Berry take a super effective Rock Attack from the Terrakion. Try to paralyze that thing. I'm expecting it to be like a Choice Scarf set or some setup variant of the like. And then Volt Switch and then Air Slash for momentum and my main way of dealing with stuff like the Decidueye, and then Pain Split to get back some recovery. This is a fully physically defensive set here. This is my way of checking another response to Celesteela. Like Rotom Fan, if anything, would like, if he brings like a physical Celesteela, he would be forced to kind of run Stone Edge, because it's the only thing that was going to do that much damage. Rotom Fan does resist Heavy Slam. I still think there's a good chunk to get some rocks against me, but sorry about that. But in the very case, that is the Rotom Fan. It's just trying to come in here, check the Terrakion, check the Celesteela, and if I can paralyze like the Charizard or whatnot, that would be pretty cool as well. And lastly, we have our win con, which is SD Red Card Mimikyu with Player of Shadow Sneak and Sword Stamp and Shadow Claw, excuse me. Added enough speed for, I believe, Nidoqueen, like Jolly Max Speed, not Jolly, Timid Max Speed Nidoqueen, and everything slower than that. So the idea is, if he has like if he's set up with Charizard or Celesteela, or any of his setup mons, he has to break by disguise. I have the red card, force them out, they take the Stealth Rocks and the potential spikes damage, and I get up a free SD, and I can try to like sweep from there. So you can see the idea was to try to hazard stack with my Heatran and my Scolipede and wear down Hiker's team to the point where I can probably sweep late game with my Mimikyu. So that is a team that I am bringing for this battle, and we'll just hop right into the battle and see how we fared this week. As you're going to see, my opponent decided to bring the Charizard X, the Celesteela, Terrakion, Decidueye, Alolan Persian, and the Piloswine. So more or less what I did expect him to bring for this battle. I do see that his only way of getting rid of hazards is defog Decidueye. So if I could pressure the Decidueye early on, that would be with my Mamoswine or my Scolipede. That'd be very, very nice. So I do decide to lead off with my Scolipede here. Like I said, the primary objective for me is to try to get up hazards as fast as I can. So with that being said, I want to lead off with my Scolipede. He's going to lead off with his Piloswine here. So I'm going to get up a layer of spikes this turn as he just goes straight for the Earthquake here, which I didn't mind. That did a good chunk though. So now I'm going to switch out and go to my my Mew here as he goes for another Earthquake. And now I'm going to fire up a Toxic, so putting on a timer as he goes for his own a Toxic of his own, which is totally fine by me. As he's already poisoned. I don't really mind this exchange as I double out into my Mamoswine here to get some Stealth Rock. And I'm just going to click Earthquake this turn, yeah. So I click Earthquake, that did a good amount. And he's going to go for Earthquake and almost 2 to KO me. So I want to click Earthquake again and take out the Piloswine. So he was pretty much just getting his he was pretty much using his Piloswine to get up rocks and just wear down my team, which he did succeed with. And by the way he played so aggressively, he used that Piloswine so aggressively, I get the feeling that the Decidueye does not have defog. So if I'm able to get up rocks with my Heatran, this could be a very favorable matchup for me, but he doesn't have the Charizard in for free because I didn't get rocks up. So I'm going to stack off my Mamoswine here as he goes for Dragon Claw. I could have Ice Sharded there, but it really wasn't going to do that much damage. So now I'm going to go into my Heatran here, force this thing to force him to attack me. To go for the Earthquake here, I go for the Earth Power and do a good amount here. So now I'm going to switch out into my Rotom on the next Earthquake as I now go for the Thunder Wave here. We live the Flare Blitz and you get the Thunder Wave off on the Charizard. We outspeed it the next turn and go for Air Slash and take out the Charizard, but unfortunately Rotom's usefulness in this game is pretty much gone here because I die on the next round of Stealth Rock damage. So let's give him a free switch into the Persian, which is fine. I get to go out into my Heatran the next turn. So the reason why I went Heatran here was I did the calcs before this play, and my play was just to get up my rocks this turn. I did the calcs for Foul Play, and Foul Play was doing 17 to 21% to my Heatran. So basically it was a roll in my favor. So if I live the Foul Play, I just get up my rocks, I let my Heatran go down. It's all well and good, but unfortunately we did not get the roll on the Foul Play. So now I'm forced to go out into my Mimikyu sooner than I wanted to. He did go for a Parting Shot though, so my Disguise is still intact as he goes out to Celesteela. I'm still going to click Play Rough here, and I'm going to now go out into my Mew. Yeah, go on to Mew here as he goes for the Heavy Slam, yeah. He goes for the Heavy Slam here, and I think this turn I either go for the Roost or I went for a T-Bolt. So he goes into Terrakion. Yeah, I went for the Roost this turn just to try to keep as much health as I could on my Mew. He goes for the Stone Edge here. I think I go for a Toxic as he reveals he's Life Orb Terrakion, so he doesn't Scarf. But my Mew's gonna drop to the to Toxic damage. Tries to kill for Piloswine. So now I'm gonna go out into my Mimikyu, and the thing I wanted to do, the one thing I wanted to get out of this turn was I go into Mimikyu. He has a free switch into Celesteela every time. So the only way I could try to get back into this game was I need to double into my Scolipede and hopefully he goes Celesteela, and then I endeavor it to the point where I'm in range of Mimikyu. So Mimikyu can potentially bring it back, but it's going to be very, very tricky considering I'm already down 2-4. So I'll make the double switch into my Scolipede here, as I do get the play correct, because he does go Celesteela on my Scolipede. And now this is another turn where you would think I could just go for Endeavor for free, but Hiker knows how important the Celesteela is for dealing with my Mimikyu, so he actually makes a very solid play, and he's going to go into the Decidueye on my Endeavor. So good on Hiker here, and even more so afterwards is he goes for Shadow Sneak to pick off my Scolipede, so I can't even go for the Savage Spin Out, and I'm forced to take the I go for the Shadow Claw here, and I think I go for the SD. I went for Swords Dance here because I pretty much at this point lost the game, as he heavy slams me, pops my Disguise, acting my red card, and he goes on to Alolan Persian. I'm like, of all the Pokemon, man, of all the Pokemon that could have been forced out from the red card, it had to be Alolan Persian. I wouldn't mind if it was a Decidueye, but because I think I would have lived the Shadow Sneak, and at least the differential would have been a little bit less than. It would have been at least like a 3-0 or something, but there really wasn't much to say about this game. Like, it was very fast paced, and there were just some plays that were kind of questionable, but at the same time, it's kind of hard to put into words like how I could have played this game a lot differently. Like, I had the right mindset, but from a matchup standpoint, it was just kind of, I could have brought something a lot different. I know I could have been like a lot more aggressive with my offense, but it is what it is. We are now 2-3 with a -5 differential. GG to Hiker Toad. He actually played this game very solidly. Going to Decidueye on my Endeavor was a very, very solid play. I don't know if he knew I had Endeavor or something along those lines, but full on props to Hiker Toad. He played a great game. Nothing much else to say about that, but it was a pretty tough loss, not gonna lie, but I gotta keep fighting, that's all I can do. And this is the second straight season. We're heading into the midway point of the season, 2-3. Not exactly where I want to be, but at the same time, I only have myself to blame for being in the situation. But nonetheless, I'm gonna keep fighting, guys. I gotta keep trying. Nonetheless, regardless, if you guys did enjoy, leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out the NPL fan server. All the links to all the other coaches will be in the description down below as well. And that's going to be it from me, guys. Next week we are taking on Turkey, coach of the Toronto Lux Rays. Another tough battle. It's only going to get harder from here as the season winds down and we hit we break past the midway point. So that's going to be it from me, guys. Sorry this video is a lot shorter than what it normally is, but it's kind of late for me when I'm recording. It's like almost 3 a.m. So yeah, I'm gonna end it here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, this is Tome signing off for now. Peace out.